Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV. I'm Gargi Raut, and the big political story of the hour: who will be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka? Now, a series of meetings have been taking place through the day. On your screens, you can see the two key meetings this evening when Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge met first with DK Shivakumar, and he is now meeting with Mr Siddaramaiah, both the front runners for the top job in Karnataka. So the Congress really trying to strike a balance as it decides on the chief ministership. According to our sources, it's Siddaramaiah who seems to be the front runner for chief ministership. But Mr DK Shivakumar, who also is the Congress president in the state, who put in a lot of energy into this campaign, into the Congresses, and he's being credited significantly for the Congress's victory in the state, for the number of seats that they managed to get. He is someone who's also made it very clear that he does want the top job. So for the Congress, it's a delicate balancing act, and to arrive at a formula that will satisfy all. So that is the big challenge. Let's go across to Tanushree now for more. So Tanushree, a series of meetings. Mr Shivakumar met with Mallikarjun Kharge earlier, and now the meeting with Siddaramaiah. What do we know at this point? Can we expect an announcement today, or will we have to wait till tomorrow?
Well, what we are hearing from our sources in the Congress party, that there might be an announcement late night today. But Congress definitely has a very, they have been put in a very extremely difficult situation, because on one hand, as you rightly mentioned, they have their foot soldier, DK Shivakumar, Mr. DK Shivakumar, who has been the Congress party president for Karnataka, and he has put in a lot of energy, enthusiasm, brought all the workers on the ground, built an entire team from the scratch, and especially at a time when they were fighting against a very against a very strong party, that is the Bharatiya Janata Party. On the other hand, the Congress has their masked leader, Siddaramaiah, who has been the Chief Minister of Karnataka. So it's a very, very difficult situation for the Congress to decide, especially at a time where a man who has an image to be, doing all the work from behind the scenes, Mr. DK Shivakumar, this time around, he is not letting it go without a fight. Though our sources are also telling us that Siddaramaiah is a clear front runner, because he has, Rahul Gandhi and entire party MLA's support is with Siddaramaiah. But DK Shivakumar is also a very loved leader. He is also someone who the party really, believes in, trusts. And that's why he's not letting it go without giving a tough fight. And very categorically, he told the media in the morning, Gargi, that I have given my everything to the Congress party. I've been with them through their thick and thin. I have built an entire army of people from the scratch. I did not even give in when there was huge pressure from the Bharatiya Janata Party when I was put in jail. So I deserve this post. I'm the right hand of this post. That's what he said, not in those many words. But his coming to the national capital, pressing for his demand, is a statement in itself that he wants the top job in Karnataka. And I think that's what he has expressed to Kharge also when he met him personally. So let's see what DK Shivakumar now has to say. We will try and get in a word from him. But as of now, he's going to be staying put in Delhi, at least for tonight. But he has met Kharge. He has no plans of meeting Rahul Gandhi or Sonia Gandhi as of now. But clearly, it's Siddaramaiah versus DK Shivakumar, and none of them is letting it go, because DK Shivakumar has clarified that he is not going to let it go without giving a tough fight. So he wants to become the Chief Minister of Karnataka, and he has already been pressing for his demands, and he's going to do so in the future as well. So let's see. It's a very difficult position for the Congress. They have to decide by tonight, because the oath-taking ceremony has to take place from 2 to 3 days from now. So it's a difficult position for the Congress. So let's see what happens there.
Right. And Tanushree, another reason that, the Congress very keen to resolve this as fast as possible, we believe Rahul Gandhi also was insisting on that, is that already the supporters of both the leaders, you've seen them campaigning in the state, they're putting up posters of Mr. DK Shivakumar as Chief Minister, etc., and Siddaramaiah supporters separately. So the Congress is not keen on, letting this fester any longer.
Absolutely, because that also gives ammunition to the opposition party, and especially the Bharatiya Janata Party. Many of the spokespersons have already been tweeting Kharge, saying that now there's rebellion and now the crack is wide open in the Congress party. So definitely Congress is not going to let it fester for long, because they do not want a wrong imagery to go after winning Karnataka with a clean sweep like Congress has done this time around. They are not going to let this decision give any opposition party any kind of ammunition against them. That's why it's a even more difficult position for Congress to be in, because now they have to not they are in no position to upset anyone, be it Siddaramaiah, be it Mr. DK Shivakumar. Also, they have a major responsibility in hand for not let opposition question them over some kind of rebellion they are facing in their party. So, yes, it is a difficult situation, and I am sure Congress has a plan B in their hand as far as, if both the parties, both the fractions are not taking a step back, they are not letting it go, they are pressing into their demand to get the top job in Karnataka, then the party top brass is in a difficult position, but they must be having a plan as to how to pacify the other contender who is not going to get this job.
Right, so that key formula, so that will be interesting to know what the Congress arrives at. Thanks so much, Tanushree, for joining us. With that, we'll of course return to you as we have more updates. So 2 key meetings have taken place between Mr. Kharge and the 2 contenders, and then another meeting we believe will take place, and then possibly a decision later today or perhaps tomorrow. Well, moving on now away from politics to health news, and if you're using non-sugar sweeteners, that's NSS, in a bid to lose weight or reduce the risk of some diseases, well, then think again. Synthetic sweeteners are no different to sugar, and they don't help in losing weight, according to the latest report by the World Health Organization, and they might be doing more harm than good. All right, well, to talk more about this, we're now joined by Dr. Ambrish Mittal, Chairman Endocrinology and Diabetes Max Healthcare, and Dr. Subhash Wangnu, Head Obesity, Diabetes and Endocrinology, Apollo Hospital, New Delhi. Thank you so much, doctors, for joining us on the program. So first and foremost, Dr. Mittal, if you can explain this World Health Organization report, it must be of concern to many people because, so many have for so many years been using these sweeteners.
So thank you for having me here. So over the years, there are numerous studies that have come out that have linked these artificial sweeteners or non-sugar sweeteners, as we call them, with various kinds of adverse outcomes. Now, the concept is that while these sweeteners are a good substitute for sugar in terms of taste, but they may not necessarily be accomplishing what they set out to do. So let me explain this, that in the case of diabetes, they will sort of take care of your sugar craving at that point, But if you're using them to really reduce calories, to try and lose weight, this recent analysis from the WHO, which included 283 studies, both randomized trials as well as observational studies, has shown that artificial sweeteners do not help non-diabetics in losing weight. In fact, there may be a slight increase in risk of diabetes, and some people have even suggested a risk of stroke and high blood pressure. So I think people who are using artificial sweeteners or non-sugar sweeteners in the hope of reducing their calories from sugar and therefore reducing their body weight, I think that needs to be looked at very carefully. In fact, they were never really supposed to be for weight reduction. They were only supposed to be for people with diabetes and try to sort of satisfy their sugar craving.
All right, but they have become a part of every, dieter's, what they eat and how they try and avoid sugar. Dr. Wangnu, and it's very concerning because we know that diabetes is such a huge problem in our country, and to now, realize that these and the NSS could actually be helping in, future development of diabetes.
Yes, absolutely, you're right. Dr. Mittal told about this evidence-based study, systemic review and the meta-analysis, and they have shown there's an increased risk of the development type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and increase in mortality in the adults. The reason being because people think that these NSS have some nutritional value, but they have no nutritional value, 0 calories, and the chemicals they have, like many of the beverages, they contain aspartame, like Coke Zero, the Pepsi Light, which are very toxic to the human being, and we don't know what damage they are causing. And the risk of developing diabetes has already told very clearly that there is no effect on the body fat in adults and as well as in children. And this was basically the news was broken by Francisco Branca, who is the WHO Director for the Nutrition and the Food Safety. So I'm sure most of the people who are banking upon the artificial sweetener in diabetes, we tell them it is better to have 1 or 2 crystals of the sugar rather than having the artificial NSS in your diet.
Dr. Wangnu, only those people who have diabetes should actually be, using these non-sugar sweeteners, because and they've not been a part of this study. So only those who have diabetes, since you have to avoid sugar, only those people should, occasionally use this.
No, usually as an endocrinologist, we don't tell the patient to use the artificial sweetener, because apart from the study which was done in a non-diabetic, what we have seen in our patient that having said that non-NSS, they tend to take ice creams with the artificial sweetener. They want to take sweets with the artificial sweetener. They want to take chocolate. That add on to the calories. So we in diabetes, we say strict no to the NSS, because that adversely impact their blood sugar, but they tend to eat everything which contains the NSS, and which is not true. So every diabetic, I avoid giving the NSS, particularly in children is a big no, in pregnant diabetes a big no, and in diabetes, unless they will start consuming so much of artificial sweetener-based beverages, cold drink, sweets, ice cream. So this is very bad.
Right. So I guess I'll have to cut out my, no sugar ice cream right now. But Dr. Mittal, so what do you advise? And also, what about gourd and other, brown sugar, etc.? That still falls under sugar. So that's still something you can use. And perhaps this Indian habit of, giving our children milk with lots of sugar, 2 spoons of sugar, chai with 2 spoons of sugar, all this we should now stop and inculcate good habits right from the start?
So firstly, natural sugar substitutes like jaggery, as you said, they're actually equally bad in terms of calories. So they may be having other constituents which may be good, like iron or something else. But the fact is that if you're advising your people with diabetes to substitute white sugar with these other sugars, natural sugars, that's not very wise, because they are the same.
No, I'm not advising anybody. I was just asking you for a clarification.
No, I'm just saying if one is advising. I didn't mean you.
Sure.
I'm thinking one is advising, naturally occurring sugars. Other than sugar, they are the same in terms of their calorie intake and in terms of... So I think that's important to understand. The other important point is I'm not as harsh as Dr. Wangnu on the use of artificial sweeteners. I do not recommend them. But if someone asks for them, I say you can have 1 or 2 a day, because the causality data showing clearly that using small amounts of these sweeteners results in adverse outcomes is a bit hazy. It's all association data, right? So therefore we say, yeah, you can have a little bit. The challenge you already outlined, that people think that then low calorie sweets or low calorie beverages they can have in any amount. And that becomes a big problem. The other thing which is very interesting is some of these, among the non-sugar sweeteners, the artificial sweeteners, which are very sweet, aspartame and that whole group. Now, What happens is it is said that it trains the brain to not appreciate less sweet objects like fruits. So there are lots of things happening there. There are issues about insulin resistance. There are also issues about gut microbes. Now it is said that they can alter gut microbes. But having said that, all world organizations like the American Diabetes Association or European Association don't ban these for people with diabetes. They can be used in limited quantity. But yes, more and more data is coming, which tells us to be very cautious in using them in large amounts for prolonged periods.
All right, I'm running out of time. But Dr. Wangnu, last comments on this issue?
Yes, absolutely. We said that you can allow 1 or 2, but my experience that if you allow a little bit, the patient go overboard. So I always tell them to be cautious. it is better not to have, and rather than be happy and not to have any long-term consequences.
Probably when you tell them just don't have, they probably have that one or two because
Yes,
you know how
absolutely.
patients take
If
things
you have
lightly.
the one or two, they will start taking more.
Right, and very concerning because we know a lot of, cold drinks these days are, 0 calorie, no sugar. So that is something that people do tend to consume in large numbers, with every meal, Dr. Wangnu.
Yes.
Toxic. I think I tell my patient to wash their toilet with those zero sugar cold drinks. That is my sentence to them, and they just get baffled. Doc, what we are talking?
All right.
This contains, this is a poison for you. What you are consuming. So a big no to all these beverages which contain the artificial NSSS.
All right. Well, thank you so much, doctors, for joining us. And a very important, guideline given out by the World Health Organization for people's, long-term health. And something they've also advised is that to, get used to not having sugar or less sugar. And that is something that should be inculcated from a young age. With that, we'll slip into a short break. More news on the other side.
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं।
मिस्टर प्रेसिडेंट, आपसे मिलकर बहुत खुशी होती है।
डिजिटल इंडिया आत्मनिर्भर भारत की साधना। अगर एक महिला शिक्षित होती है तो पूरा परिवार शिक्षित हो जाता है। विकास की खुशबू जन जन तक पहुंचेगी। आप सबको मैं प्रणाम करता हूं और आपका आशीर्वाद मांगता हूं। सबका साथ, सबका विकास, हम नए भारत को बनाने के लिए काम कर रहे हैं।
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया।
So let us begin the big fight.
This is NDTV. No noise, no shouting, and most importantly, no lies. Our lead story tonight. Big international story India is closely watching it. News that informs and inspires.
The news with Sonia Singh. Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Only on NDTV 24/7.
The only side we're on is yours.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
When a glimmer of hope gave way to a new global threat, we were there. As our soldiers squared off against a hostile neighbor for yet another freezing winter, we were there. When brutality overwhelmed justice and a mockery was made of the rule of law, we were there. When the death of our first Chief of Defence Staff united our nation, we were there. Hope, justice, the truth. Left, right and centre with me, Vishnu Shom, Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया।
So let us begin the big fight.
This is NDTV. No noise, no shouting, and most importantly, no lies. Our lead story tonight. Big international story India is closely watching it. News that informs and inspires.
The news with Sonia Singh. Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Only on NDTV 24/7.
The only side we're on is yours.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
When a glimmer of hope gave way to a new global threat, we were there. As our soldiers squared off against a hostile neighbor for yet another freezing winter, we were there. When brutality overwhelmed justice and a mockery was made of the rule of law, we were there. When the death of our first Chief of Defence Staff united our nation, we were there. Hope, justice, the truth. Left, right and centre with me, Vishnu Shobh, Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter-opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old, but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया.
So let us begin the big fight.
This
Welcome back. The big story we're tracking, the big political story of the hour is who will be the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Now, the Congress President, Mallikarjun Kharge, has met with both the top contenders. That's Mr. DK Shivakumar as well as Mr. Siddaramaiah. The news is that there'll be another round of meetings and then perhaps the decision will emerge later today or tomorrow morning. But what we're now hearing from sources is that DK Shivakumar very clearly told Mr. Kharge that he wants to be Chief Minister. Remember, this is something that both DKS as well as Siddaramaiah said to NDTV in interviews before the elections even took place. They both made it very clear they want to be Chief Minister should the Congress win. And now that the Congress has won, Mr. DK Shivakumar not backing down. Let's go across to Sunil Prabhu, in fact, to find out more about what transpired during that meeting. So, Sunil, what have we learned so far about these meetings held by Mr. Kharge?
Well, these are basically consultations which the Congress president is undertaking to find out and ascertain their views, how things can go forward, because both have stake claims. The observers have given their report based on a secret ballot, and ultimately all factions of the Congress party have to work together to not only form a government and deliver on the promises that they have made and give good governance, but also deliver the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, where the Congress will be contesting. It had been decimated to one seat in the last Lok Sabha election in 2019, and this time around, they definitely would like to see that they get a substantial, huge amount of numbers in this election.
Right. So, Sunil, for the moment, both the candidates really pushing their case with Mr. Kharge. So, it's a very delicate balancing act for the Congress, as you said, looking to 2024. Also ensuring that there's, no sort of conflict in Karnataka, given this huge victory.
Yes, it is going to be a very difficult situation. It is going to be, something that both Rahul Gandhi as well as Mr. Kharge will have to find a way forward and try to resolve this. As I said, I think the uppermost in the minds of the Congress High Command would be to deliver the 2024 election. And how do you placate a man like Mr. Shivakumar? He has, as he's been saying consistently to us, that he would like to, be rewarded for the hard work that he's put in terms of building the organization, in terms of getting the topmost job. On the other hand, you have had Mr. Siddaramaiah saying he has the numbers. He's been a popular figure. He's been thrice the Chief Minister of Karnataka. And so that's going to be the big challenge. That's something those aspirations, how they're going to meet both of them, because it would have been easy if Mr. DK Shivakumar had backed down, but he's not backing down this time. He feels it is his time and he's not giving up without a fight.
All right. Thanks so much, Sunil, for joining us. With that, we'll slip into a short break, but return with more news on this question of who will be the Karnataka Chief Minister. Stay with us.
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूँ।
मिस्टर प्रेसिडेंट, आपसे मिलकर बहुत खुशी होती है।
डिजिटल इंडिया आत्मनिर्भर भारत की साधना। अगर एक महिला शिक्षित होती है तो पूरा परिवार शिक्षित हो जाता है। विकास की खुशबू जन जन तक पहुँचेगी। आप सबको मैं प्रणाम करता हूँ और आपका आशीर्वाद मांगता हूँ। सबका साथ, सबका विकास, हम नए भारत को बनाने के लिए काम कर रहे हैं।
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
When a glimmer of hope gave way to a new global threat, we were there. As our soldiers squared off against a hostile neighbor for yet another freezing winter, we were there. When brutality overwhelmed justice and a mockery was made of the rule of law, we were there. When the death of our first Chief of Defence Staff united our nation, we were there. Hope, justice, the truth. Left, right and centre with me, Vishnu Shobh, Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter-opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old, but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया।
So let us begin the big fight.
This is NDTV. No noise, no shouting, and most importantly, no lies. Our lead story tonight. Big international story India is closely watching it. News that informs and inspires.
The news with Sonia Singh. Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
The only side we're on is yours.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
When a glimmer of hope gave way to a new global threat, we were there. As our soldiers squared off against a hostile neighbor for yet another freezing winter, we were there. When brutality overwhelmed justice and a mockery was made of the rule of law, we were there. When the death of our first Chief of Defence Staff united our nation, we were there. Hope, justice, the truth. Left, right and centre with me, Vishnu Shobh, Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
Debates are essential not just for journalism but for humanity. It ignites our mind, opens it up for counter-opinion. To hear all views, opinion of all hues. Which is why the oldest running debate show on Indian news television is not 23 years old, but young at 23.
इस इनिशिएटिव को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं कि सच को सच के रूप में पेश करने का उन्होंने साहस दिखाया।
Let us begin the big fight.
This is NDTV. No noise, no shouting, and most importantly, no lies. Our lead story tonight. Big international story India is closely watching it. News that informs and inspires.
The news with Sonia Singh, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
The only side we're on is yours.
Gadgets 360 is here to help you with all your tech needs.
Gadget 360, Gadget Love.
Gadgets 360, Gadgets Love.
You too can get some gadget love with buying guides, expert reviews, and all the latest news on Gadgets 360.
When a glimmer of hope gave way to a new global threat, we were there. As our soldiers squared off against a hostile neighbor for yet another freezing winter, we were there. When brutality overwhelmed justice and a mockery was made of the rule of law, we were there. When the death of our first Chief of Defence Staff united our nation, we were there. Hope, justice, the truth. Left, right and centre with me, Vishnu Shobh, Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
Debates are essential. Welcome back. You're watching Newsbreak with me, Sanket Upadhyay. These are pictures that you see on your screen right now of an exam after an exam for the Congress party. The first examination was, of course, the big electoral test in Karnataka, which the Congress party won, and won with flying colours, first-class distinction. But the next big test is to choose who is going to be the Chief Minister, because the Congress party is facing a similar problem all over again. It faced this problem in 2018 Rajasthan, it faced this problem in 2018 Chhattisgarh, and then 2018 Madhya Pradesh. We have seen that in all these three states, an unresolved leadership crisis has led to a problem. The Congress has been able to manage in one case, but struggling to manage in another, and lost the battle in the third, that is Madhya Pradesh. So in this state, Karnataka, how is the Congress going to pass, or the new president of the party going to pass this big test? I have with me Tanushree Pandey as well as Saurabh Shukla joining us from two significant locations. Tanushree, I believe, is tracking all the developments at DK Shivakumar's camp. She is where DK Shivakumar is presently stationed at his brother's residence. Saurabh Shukla is also with us. I would like to, Saurabh is actually at ITC Maurya tracking the other camp, which is Mr Siddaramaiah. That's where he is stationed. So let me now come to you, Saurabh, first. Can you please tell us what exactly have you heard from your sources about the likely candidature or the elevation of Mr Siddaramaiah? Is he a natural choice for the Congress party?
Sanket, when Siddaramaiah left from ITC Maurya at 6, he was quite confident. Before leaving ITC Maurya, he had met more than 20 MLAs from his camp. MLAs are coming to ITC Maurya, meeting him, and he is not interacting with media at all. He doesn't want to come to the media and say anything, and he don't want media to misinterpret whatever he says. So he is very quiet. He knows that he has support of more MLAs. He has support of more than 85 MLAs. He knows that party high command will favor him, as in 2013, he under his leadership, Congress got 122 seats, and he became the Chief Minister, and he was the second Chief Minister of Karnataka to complete the full tenure. And after that, under his leadership, Congress lost also, but Congress was single largest party in Karnataka in 2018. Congress had got 103 seats. Later, they formed a government with the alliance with JDS, and then after that, we all know Operation Lotus there. So that is why Siddaramaiah is quiet. Siddaramaiah knows that he is in strong footing, but DK Shivakumar is more favored by Gandhi family. As in the afternoon, Siddaramaiah did speak when he reached residence of DK Suresh, where Tanushree is. He said that he is not going to resign from party post. He is loyal to Congress. He is not blackmailing. He is still trying to send that message that he is loyal. Siddaramaiah is quiet. Siddaramaiah knows that MLAs are in his favor, and party high command is also in his favor. In fact, the observers who are there in Karnataka, Sushil Kumar Shinde, Randeep Surjewala, they also got the report in favor of Siddaramaiah. That is why Siddaramaiah is absolutely quiet. He is not lobbying at all. He knows that he is in strong turf. But now, what there is, I think, one more twist and turn still there in this whole picture. I don't think that this announcement is going to be today. I was speaking with the chief whip of Congress in Karnataka Assembly. He says that there is suspense, Mr. Shukla, because DK Shivakumar, when he had met Mr. Kharge, he has indicated that Siddaramaiah has joined Congress from JDS, and since that he was leader of opposition, then he was chief minister, and then again he was chief minister, then he was again leader of opposition. He is still leader of opposition. He has been in good party posts. So he clearly, DK Shivakumar is not agreeing on the name of Siddaramaiah, though even if he has agreed, he is saying that I am not going to take any post in cabinet. I will work as an MLA and party president of the party. So clearly, High Command will not make DK Shivakumar angry, because Siddaramaiah has compromised a lot. In fact, he has faced ED charges against him. He was jailed. He was offered deputy CM post in Karnataka by BJP. His brother was offered cabinet seat in union government. He refused everything for party. So that loyalty is also there. And one last important significant point, Sanket, because in what happened in 2018 end, I was there at Rahul Gandhi's residence when that fight over Rajasthan CMship and Madhya Pradesh CMship was there. Scindia and Kamalnath were called, and then one photo was released where Jyotiradittya Scindia, Kamalnath and Rahul Gandhi were together holding hands. Another picture was also released where Ashok Gehlot, Sachin Pilot and Rahul Gandhi were there. But what happened after 1 year? So party also understand that they might do firefighting now, but what will happen in Lok Sabha election, because BJP had won 26 out of 28 seats. So they need to perform well.
They need to perform well and obviously acknowledge the
anti-BJP
acknowledge the performance of these leaders. Yes, Tanushree Pandey is also with us, and she is tracking all the developments at Mr. DK Shivakumar's. Tanushree, as Saurabh was mentioning, you see, this is a problem the Congress faces state after state. And one state I forgot to mention, Punjab, where you saw this fight between Captain Amrinder Singh and Navjot Singh Sidhu. How that played out, we all know. So now, what are you hearing from sources on the demands that have been placed by DK Shivakumar? I believe that he has made his desire to be Chief Minister pretty clear.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He has made his desire, and he also pressed for his demand to get the top job in Karnataka absolutely clear in front of the top brass of the Congress party. And as Saurabh was mentioning, that when Siddaramaiah came out of the ITC Moria hotel where he's been staying, he was oozing out confidence. And I think that's common because even Mr. DK Shivakumar, when he came out, he looked very tired. He's not been keeping well physically, but he was oozing out confidence. And when we asked them, he in fact told all the media personnel very categorically that if any of you report that I'm going to resign from my post, I'm going to file a defamation suit, because these are all rumors. So that is how serious he is. And DK Shivakumar is somebody, we have known him for a long time. He has an image of a man who always plays it from behind the scene. He works from behind the scene. But this time around, he's coming to the national capital. He's not letting it go off the coveted post in Karnataka itself. In a statement, is a statement in itself, Sanket, that he wants this job desperately. Also, because DK Shivakumar, I've spoken to his brother DK Suresh, also many MLAs who have been supporting him openly, and they told me, as Saurabh was rightly mentioning, that he is one person who has built the army of workers for the Congress party from the absolute scratch. Even when he was offered a job to be the deputy chief minister by the BJP, in his own words, he denied those jobs. So loyalty is something DK Shivakumar is massively banking on. He knows that he's not a mass leader as Siddaramaiah is. He knows he might be losing, the backing of some people in the Gandhi family, also some people in the top brass of the Congress party. But something he's massively banking on is the loyalty. He has already been making statements like, I have been with the Congress party through its thick and thin. I have not given in to the pressures of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So I am the rightful contender for this job. So definitely DK Shivakumar is not letting it go that easily. He is not going to take it lying down without giving a
Let me ask this all-important question to you. Yeah, one moment. Tanushree as well as Saurabh. Let me ask this one question. Now, if, say, for instance, the Congress party does decide and decides against this demand of Mr. DK Shivakumar, would he go so far as doing a Sachin pilot or you can Jyotiraditya Scindia, you can take your pick. I mean, what are you hearing? Because if that doesn't happen, then there is no crisis. All you will have will be a sulking leader.
Yes, but also, Sanket, that a sulking leader is what the Congress party cannot afford at this point of time, because as you rightly said, that they have already passed one exam with flying colours. There was a clean sweep in Karnataka that was very difficult to do in front of the Bharatiya Janata Party with such a strong, strong foot in the state of Karnataka. But they did it, and now having a sulking leader, that too somebody as strong as DK Shivakumar, is something the Congress party is not willing to afford at this point of time. We will be getting ahead of ourselves if we say that DK Shivakumar might pull off a Jyotiraditya Scindia or a Sachin pilot, but he definitely will be extremely upset if the Congress party doesn't give him his due, and especially after he was offered, and it's out in the open. He already said it in the media a lot of time that he was offered the position of Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka by the BJP, but he still did not give in to the pressures of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, when it's due, if the Congress doesn't give him the coveted post, the Chief Ministership of Karnataka, even if he doesn't pull off a Sachin pilot or a Jyotiraditya Scindia, he's going to be extremely upset, and he might just show his rebellion out in the open.
One final question to Saurabh Shukla. Saurabh, individuals in their individual capacity can have a lot of aspirations, and they can desire and expect to the moon and back, right? But then practicality of an organization dictates a number of things. So what are you hearing from the Congress party as far as that practicality is concerned? I mean, is it perhaps just the personal ambition of Mr. DK Shivakumar, or a feeling also within the Congress that yes, his time has come and we should replace a Siddaramaiah, a natural choice, with DK Shivakumar?
Absolutely. I'll answer this question. Out of my experience, we all know that Karnataka's Bharat Jodo Yatra in Karnataka was very successful, and a lot of these leaders who were part of that Bharat Jodo Yatra, I had interacted with them during when I was covering Bharat Jodo Yatra, and people were speaking about Karnataka and Congress's prospects related to Karnataka. And then a lot of leaders who are in Delhi, they replied saying that, Saurabh, we think that DK Shivakumar is very important, very popular there in Karnataka, which is true. But when we were in Karnataka, we came to know that DK Shivakumar is important, popular, but Siddaramaiah is much more popular than DK Shivakumar. So Siddaramaiah's PR has not been that great in Delhi. That's what I think. And definitely Siddaramaiah has support of more MLAs than DK Shivakumar. His media management in Delhi, I think, is not that great. But when I was speaking with the MLAs here who definitely were here to meet Siddaramaiah, they are in Siddaramaiah's camp, they are saying that Siddaramaiah locally is very, very, very popular. That is why the observers who were there in Karnataka to get that report, Sushil Kumar Shinde, Randeep Surjewala, so that is in favor of Siddaramaiah. And one last and very important point, one of my close source who is co-in charge in Karnataka was handling a lot of seats in more than 30 seats in Karnataka. He is from Delhi, and he said that when I was going from Delhi to Karnataka, I thought DK Shivakumar is the boss. But when I reached there, I discovered that Siddaramaiah is also very, very popular. His connect with Karyakartas are good. Locally he is very important, but his PR in Delhi is bad. So I think that says a lot.
All right, some visuals coming in at this moment. Saurabh Shukla, maybe you can talk about them. Let's play out those pictures. Siddaramaiah has just left Mallikarjun Kharge's residence after a very important and significant meeting. This was, these are the pictures of when the meeting began. So Saurabh, are we to assume now, these are the pictures on your screen right now, the window completely rolled up. He's not rolling them down. Usually, while the election campaigning is on, the politicians like to keep their window down so that they can talk and converse. The exact opposite is happening right now. Saurabh Shukla, the first meeting over, demands placed by DK Shivakumar. The second meeting is now also over. How likely is it for us to get a decision from the Congress High Command tonight?
Was last time in Rajasthan, and when we talk about Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, it was decided and press conference was held in AICC at AICC office. So I don't think that is going to happen today. I think whatever the decision will be, it will be announced in Karnataka, because Congress kept their Karnataka campaign very local. So I think Siddaramaiah will reach here in some time from now. I think Rajaji Marg is almost 5 minutes away from here. So I think Siddaramaiah did not speak after meeting Kharge. And when DK Shivakumar left Kharge's residence, he was also very quiet. So I think party high command advised both of the leaders not to speak anything to the media, let media speculate. So in fact, in the afternoon, when I was talking to the leaders of Congress, who I know, they said that today that will be decided, and I think, and they all are confident that Siddaramaiah is the front runner, and Siddaramaiah will likely to be the Chief Minister of Karnataka. But after DK Shivakumar's meeting with Kharge, I think something has changed, but we have to wait and watch. We can't say anything more. I think DK Shivakumar has also indicated that if he is not going to be the Chief Minister, then Siddaramaiah should also not become the Chief Minister. He is okay with the third name. So is there going, is there
one really wonders where has all the bonhomie gone? Pre-election, the pinning of the badge, the liking one another, interviewing one another, inquiring about the hand injury. Where has all that bonhomie gone post-verdict? That is such a significant question that needs to be answered. Ankit Tyagi is now also with us from outside Mallikarjun Kharge's residence, where this meeting has just ended. Ankit, what are you hearing?
A 45-minute meeting with DK Shivakumar and hour and 25 minutes long meeting with Mr. Siddaramaiah. One interesting thing, Sanket, when Siddaramaiah, who came in a convoy, there were cars of the MLA supporting him, along with him as well. Though the meeting with Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge was one-on-one, but when he came out, those accompanying him were very jovial and, in fact, giving us a victory sign. Does that tell you anything about what happened inside? We can't say for certainty. But like you were asking the question, where did the bonhomie went? The fact is, Sanket, that at least this time, credit goes to the Congress party that despite the ambitions and the differences between both these leaders, the election campaign was such, it was a do-or-die battle, that they decided that no matter what happens, all this will be decided post-election, pre-election. At least we have to, come together and present a united front. Now, with what Saurabh was saying, this is what Mr. DK Shivakumar's aides are, in fact, telling us, sources are telling us that he will agree to a third chief minister. In fact, remember, it's what Mr. DK Shivakumar, who had said during the campaign that if Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge becomes the chief minister, he has no problem working under him. But the fact remains, Sanket, the Congress will also at this moment will have to keep in consideration the 90 MLAs, those who have supported A, Mr. Siddaramaiah, and B, they don't want two poles pulling the government apart when there is a chief minister who is not from Mr. DK Shivakumar, who is not DK Shivakumar or Mr. Siddaramaiah. That will actually make the functioning of the government much more difficult than either of them being, in fact, made the chief minister and the other also eventually given, things to compensate or at least things to calm him down till the time the elections of 2024, take place. So this will be very, very important. I don't think at this moment, despite all the conundrums, that there is scope for a third leader. It is either going to be DK Shivakumar or Mr. Siddaramaiah, but there has to be a formula. What can DK Shivakumar get at this moment? What can he ask the party high command at this moment that will satisfy him if it is not the post of the chief minister? That's the key question.
Okay, do stay on with us, Ankit. I'm going to take a short break at this moment, Ankit, as well as Saurabh Shukla. And we'll ask you the all-important question. Number one, how long are you going to be stationed at those places? And secondly, can we expect a decision tonight, or will this spill over to tomorrow?